desk. And yeah, I've had a great time over in Sydney for 3 or 4 days, and I had a couple of days off at home before I went. I went over to Sydney for the Stampin' Up convention. So got a bit of news and a bit of stuff to show you. There's things I'm not allowed to talk about. We've got to wait. We've got to wait. But we'll get started, and we'll have a bit of a show and tell somewhere along the way, but we'll get started and get some cards started or underway. And I'll just pop this this one down to my desktop. And I reckon it's this one here. Spotlight for everybody. Yay! You can see my desk. Can you see my desk?
Yeah.
Beautiful. That's what I want. All right, I'll just zoom it in a little bit. Yes, that's even working for us. All
That's the first
right,
time it's ever worked straight away, isn't it?
fingers crossed. Toes crossed. The whole lot crossed. Okay, well, um, where to start? Oh my goodness. I've got some beautiful cards. I don't know if you've had a bit of a sneak peek in your envelopes. I have this card. I have. Oh, I don't think I've actually finished putting that one together. Might have to do that one together when I do it. I've got that card. It's a bit crooked, I'm seeing. I know you get the idea, but I don't know why it is a bit crooked. Camera looks a bit crooked. Anyway, that might be better. And then the third card. Oh my goodness. I was waiting for the backgrounds to dry. So I haven't put this one together, and I've just, as soon as they all dried yesterday morning, I stuffed them all into the envelopes, and I had to be in the city before 7 o'clock. And then I had to drop them off to you yesterday evening. So I haven't put that third one together, but it involves this and it involves these and a little bit of ribbon, which you'll have. So where to start? So I think we might go this one here. You won't need your tools, just your basic things for this one. We'll start here, and we'll get a little bit more in depth as we go along. Okay, so have a look for the pack that's got this bronze die cut leaf. That is with a metallic paper called, that's it here, earthen toned metallic 12-inch by 12-inch specialty papers. You get 3 sheets in this packet. You've got a whole piece of crumb cake. No, not crumb cake. This is pecan pie, light and dark side. You can choose whether you want the dark side or the light side facing up. So we'll play around with that as we go. My original one has the dark side facing up, which would be that way. I have a piece of this brown, which is a mocha. And I think I did use the light side on that one. Now, some of you have got a torn piece that has the left corner torn off it, and some of you, like this one, have the right-hand corner torn off. So there was a whole reason for that. That's because I've torn them for you because I had to treat them and tear them and do all the things before. I could have let you do it, but you wouldn't have had. If I just tore that corner off and gave you that matching corner, you wouldn't have been able to flip it because this corner comes off this piece of paper, right? And to get this, I've used the corner off this piece of paper. So I had to tear it and do the treatment to the paper before I gave it to you so that I can switch the corners with each of you. So you each had something that ended up looking like that. Yeah, understand what I'm saying? So then you've got, now I didn't put any sequins in this. You can use anything you've got in your stash that you think goes. This is definitely a more masculine card. Now, I also haven't put a sentiment in this one as well. So you can just use some, you could put a tiny little sentiment here and just stamp it there. Or you can get yourself a piece of white cardstock and put a strip across the bottom. Okay, so if we get time tonight, we might do the sentiments while we're all together. But I'm more focused about getting the cards together, and you can do the sentiments later because I'm not allowed to stamp and send them out. And we might have some new people joining. I've got a new consultant in my team, and she may join us in the future. And I need to do what the rules say. So I've die cut this beautiful sprig. We are going to use that a bit tonight. Actually, I think it's on two out of the 3 cards, and we use 3 of them in different colors. So that is actually from a current Stamp and Die set. You can buy them separately, and of course, mine's all pulled apart at the moment because I've been using it. I should say. It's called so it's Nature's Symphony, and there are the dies as well. And we've used this die here. I've used this die here as well. Okay. And I've used another. So I've used Garden Green. And I've used, this is Pecan Pie again. And this is a die from this little packet. And this is called Label Me Grateful Dies. And I've used this sprig here. There's lots of great foliage sprigs in our range. So I love foliage for lots of different things in scrapbooking and card making. So I've got quite a range of foliage. So everybody ready to go? Get started? So you can lay this down and have a look at it first. I want to show you closely here what I've done. So see how I've offset these two? So the pecan pie, I have put that on nice and square with an equal border around all 4 sides. But when I came to the next layer, which is the mocha, the brown, I have offset that there to a bit twisted to the left. And this one, I twisted it back to the right. And then I've got this nice offset. Okay?
I haven't got the dark bit.
You haven't got the dark bit?
No.
Which bit? The mocha?
The dark, yeah, the bit behind the, over the top of the, the pecan pie layer underneath.
The brown one?
I haven't got the brown bit.
Oh.
But that's all right. It looks fine without it.
Don't put it together. Don't put it together and I'll give you one. I wonder how that's happened.
I don't know. It's all right. I was just going to make it without because it still looks all right.
Well, it's entirely up to you. I'm more than happy to get one to you in the next few days.
No, that's all right. I think it looks fine without it. That's all right. Yeah, I'm just going to improvise.
Well, I'm sorry about that.
That's all right. No, it's fine.
It's definitely not separate in the envelope.
No, I've already looked a few times.
Yeah, I thought you would have. Well, I don't know what's happened. Someone may end up with 2. I don't know.
Possibly.
Or maybe I've given you mine. No, I think
it doesn't matter. That's all right.
I've still got the dodgy. I've still got the dodgy one. I know this is mine because I know this was when I was experimenting on how I was going to do it. All right, so skip this step. So you've got this one. Sorry, you've got that one.
Yeah, I've got that one. Yeah, that's fine.
So just decide you want the dark side facing up or the light. So just play around with
Yeah.
those and then center that right centered in the middle. Get it as close to centered as possible. That looks pretty good. Now, yes, for this one, I'm just going to tip it slightly to the left. I don't know what measurement that is, but it's just tilted to the left so that you've got the right-hand top corner is higher than the left-hand corner. And then this one is going to tip back the other way. But I don't want you to stick this down just yet because there's a little cutting job you might need to do to make this fit. Because of the way that it had to be sliced apart, and because we don't want to see a gap when we put these two pieces back together, you may have to slice a little bit off this side and off this side. So the left-hand side and the right-hand side. Because you want it to sit nice and flush. This edge here needs to just look like it's all one piece of paper. Val, you're not looking, so I'm hoping you're understanding what I'm saying. So when you put these two pieces together, to line them up, you're going to have to push this piece in under. And when you do that to close that gap, as I was saying, you might have to slice a little bit off. Maybe not that edge. Oh, well, sorry, the bottom and maybe this side up here. So just a little bit off here and a little bit off here. Or you might not. Just see how they fit together. I can
Do
see
they fit together all right?
when I push mine together, because you don't want to see anything underneath. When I push mine together to get nice straight lines on the edges, I can see a tiny slither I need to cut off this bottom edge. So, oh, this is what did I buy? I bought a tray of, I bought a piece of corned meat and they had it completely wrapped. The corned meat was completely wrapped, the corn silver side, and they had it sitting in a plastic meat tray, right? Completely clean. It was just underneath it. And then they put an extra layer of Glad Wrap over the top. Talk about wasting material and product. This, I cut the edges off the meat tray because it had the sides up. And this is a stencil. You
Oh,
can use both sides of this. You've got the hollow honeycomb this side, right? Hollow. And this side, you've got the opposite side, which is all the bubbly bit of the honeycomb.
good.
So sometimes I use meat trays and I scrub them with detergent and all and cut the sides off. But this one didn't have to do anything really. I did run it underwater, but no meat had been on it. Anyway, that's besides the point. Different story for another day. So I'm just going to slice the bottom off. And then when you're happy with the look of that, then we can get that where we want it, centered, tilted. That looks better. And I'm going to pop that way, I reckon. And that under there. All right, so that's that. And then it's just a matter of arranging the foliage. So oops, they're all linked together here. Hold on. So this is this beautiful paper, the metallic, I can't think of the name of it. Metallic tone, what's it called? Earthen toned metallic. Very pretty. And then we've got this little leaf here that's going to sort of tuck in behind a little bit. Can you girls see the screen enough, or do you want me to zoom in?
No, it looks fine.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And then you do have a piece of I had it here on the desk. Here it is. It's just so this ribbon is called Gold Striped. I had the name. It's called mesh ribbon, and it does here say gold striped mesh ribbon. I've probably given you a fair bit more than you need, but I thought having it a little bit longer makes it a little bit easier to tie a knot. So you just want to tie a single knot and pull it up fairly small. And then glue dots is what we need to stick that down. That's why I had glue dots on the list. And I'm going to cut the ends off because we certainly don't need it as long as that. All right, so you can use whatever glue you want. I'm going to go for the wet glue because I think it's going to be much easier to put some little bits of wet glue on there. Just remember we've got to sneak I'm going to put a little bit on the bottom stems in just different parts to make sure they stick down. But we do have to sneak that other branch in as well. Now, with this one, because you are still wanting to put a sentiment on it, I'll suggest you put it over to the right, up fairly high, and then like that. Okay. And then, because we've got room here for the sentiment at the bottom, and then we'll stick down this pecan pie one. Again, I'm just putting some glue in a few choice places. Now, I haven't stuck all the leaf down because I want to slide this under this here. And then I want to sort of have it peeking out there like that. And then this little green sprig, that's going to lay over the top, but we're going to hide all the bottoms of the stems, or most of them, where they all come together and get a bit bunchy. We're going to put the bow over that. Not the bow, but the ribbon. The knotted ribbon is what I'm trying to say. And then this one here can go a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right. Just see where it looks appealing to you, where it looks nice. Now we have the glue dots. We have the very small ones. So if you wanted to get some, you'd probably have to use a couple for this job. You could use some other adhesive. I don't know what else. I find the glue dots are great for this. And then I'm going to just put that there like that. Now you can see leaving it there like that is really quite big, so I don't want it that big. So I'm just going to trim a little bit off at a time until I'm happy with the length of that. And it does help to have nice sharp scissors. Now, I don't know about us getting new scissors yet. There was no talk of scissors in our new catalogue or anything coming soon. But we don't have any scissors in our range at the moment. The ones I'm using are my close to my heart ones. All right, that's our first card made. How do you like that?
Do you have any old tape runner refills? The case? Because I went and bought refills, and I haven't got any old cases to put them in.
Did you throw out your last case?
Well, I haven't got a Stampin' Up one. They're bigger tape.
So you've bought the Stampin' Up refills?
Refill. Yeah.
Okay. I don't use their product. I don't use the Stampin' Up Stamp and Seal. Good luck with it.
Right.
Hope you like it. I don't like it. And a lot of
Well, I
Stampin'
just
Up.
wondered if you had any.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't
You've
use
never
it. A lot
used
of
it, so you don't have any old cases.
No, a lot of Stampin' Up people don't use it. So I'm saying good luck with it. I hope you like using it, but you may have to buy yourself one that's not a refill. Buy the whole cartridge in your next
Yeah,
order.
I haven't been able to find it in the catalogue actually, so I'll get the number from you later.
It is on their website.
Okay.
It'll be on the website. But I'd have to go looking.
All right.
I'd
I'll
have to
have
go
a-
looking myself because it's not in the catalog.
Oh,
It may be in the
all right.
new
Well,
catalog. So that's
I'll
our
have
first.
another look.
Yeah, that's our first one done. What have we got left? Let's see. Check the timer. Well, the timer's not coming up tonight. Where's the timer? There it is, hiding. So I've got 6 minutes left. So we've got plenty of time. Let me just shrink this screen here. This screen that's taking up a way heap more room than it needs to. Let me see. How can I get that? Trying to get you all in the camera. There we are. That's better. So we'll go on. So basically, I'll just show you up close here. I put a tiny bit of bling on it. Nothing too fancy, especially if you want to give it to a man. Keep it quite simple. But there's just a couple of clear sequins. You could put some little like just matte finish. Stampin' Up has some matte finish sort of I don't know the names of them off the top of my head, but little embellishments, like little metal things. I mean, this is one, but this is a bit big, but you might find something else or something that is an earthy tone in our range. These are called industrial trinkets. These are just little silver things, but they'd be pretty big. They'd be pretty big on a card. And they're not the right tone, of course. This is more silvery bronze. But there are some different things on our website. And there's definitely, if you don't want metallic, there's definitely plenty of like neutral, something like this, neutral ones. These are called neutral matte dots. I'm not sure if that one's still available. I've had that for a while. Okay, moving right along. So we'll go to this. Let me think. We've got just under 5 minutes. So I feel like I will go with this one next. We're not going to get it all probably put together, but there is a step with this one, and I'll talk you through what we're going to do and why I said to get your embossing machine and so forth. So if you have a close look at this, see the bumpy bits?
Oh yeah. Huh.
All right, so
Wow.
I'll teach you how I got that off, how I got that over that. But firstly, I want to show you the embossing folder I did use. Okay, so you don't need to choose a big embossing folder because this one is a huge embossing folder. See? So you just need an embossing folder that's going to be pretty much as big as your the white piece of cardstock I've given you in your envelope. And when you're thinking about an embossing folder, like I've just chosen a circular dot one that's called Dotted Circle. This is a 3D embossing folder. So if you've got any 3D embossing folders that are not too so the print on them is not too big or not too what's the word I'm trying to find? Too much, like just too much design in it. Let me just get a couple so I can sort of say to you the type of thing that would work or may not work. So you can have a look through your embossing folders in the break if you want and choose one because we won't get to emboss until a little bit later. This one here has a little bit of, that might be a bit busy. You can see this one here's got a fair bit of design, but it is a 3D embossing folder. So something like that might work. This one here isn't a 3D embossing folder, but if you have a look, it has some fine detail. Now that might be nice. Okay, something like that. This has got the damask. Okay, that might be nice. But see how it's not very, the design, it's not very far apart. It's not going to show. Oh yeah, there you go. Look. So it's not very far apart, and we're going to be embossing the whole front. So it's going to go over all of the front. Okay. So any of those, I wouldn't use nothing like this that's got a big gap in the middle. So don't use anything that like a wreath. This is like a brick wall. It's got a fair bit of texture. So if you've got anything like that, that might be okay. But it is going over this like pink and green floral. I wouldn't use something like this personally, but it might work out okay. But see how much detail? There's a lot of detail in that. It might be very busy. Okay, so have you both pulled out a few things that you're thinking, trying to decide what to use?
Yeah.
Okay. Now this is
a diamond one.
Yeah, diamond.
Diamond one and a rose one.
Yep. This is an example I've got here of painted texture. That might be okay, but it looks a bit, I don't know. I just feel it's a bit boring. So, yep. So, but the diamond be nice because that's got some shape to it and some high and low areas. Okay. I'm not sure if this one is still available either, but that's a nice one to have in your stash. See, I've got this one here that's a bit diamondish. I'm sure yours will work, Kathy.
Yeah. I've got that. I don't have that one.
Sorry?
Probably can't see it. I've got this rose one.
Hopefully that is fairly close that you can see what I'm laying out here. So I'm not using the side of your paper that has that on it. Okay. I'm using the other side. And when you're laying them out, I tried to give you a mixture so that, yeah, basically you got a good mixture. You should have 12 squares, 3 in each row. Some of them are striped, some of them have a pattern, some of them are like this with the quatrefoil pattern on them. And then on the other side of that, it's got this little, like a leaf, a white leaf with green background. So you can do them all, you can do whatever. So you've got a mixture. So just have a bit of a play around with the colors. And if you've got one like, you've got stripes here that at the moment I've got them sort of vertical. You might want to put it next to another one that's a different color, but maybe turn it so that the stripes are horizontal. So you've got a bit of mixed up color, but also mixed up design with the stripe. Okay. Hopefully, out of what you've got in your pack, we'll be able to come up with some sort of layout that will work. Now, we're doing this first, and then you've got all your little backgrounds here, which is this Secret Sea color. They're going to lay behind these colorful squares. So don't worry too much about the placing at the moment. Just have them roughly laid out so that you're happy with the overall design. You've got a bit of pink here, got a bit of yellow here. You've got all your colors separated. And if you're not happy, just move things around a little till you're happy.
We're putting this on the plain white.
You're not sticking anything down, just lying it on there. A bit like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a board game. I don't know, checkers or something. And then you jump. Sorry?
We're not using the card stock. We're using the plain paper.
Yeah, you're not using your card base.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're using this white piece of paper. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Just to get an idea of your colors now. So I sort of feel like I don't know. I don't think I need to really move anything. I might switch these. Then that's going to interfere with that. So I'll move that sideways, and then that's going to have to go vertical. So that might be better. Yeah, I'm happy with that. You all have something that you're happy with?
Yeah.
All right. So just slide your layout up a little bit. I'll leave it there so you can see it. And then there's my other card. Now, it doesn't matter where you start, but you pick up one of these and you pick up one of the dark Secret Sea. And I'm using my tape runner, but you could use glue liquid glue if you want. We are going to offset the blue behind the colored one. And it's going to be an ever so tiny offset shadow. It's like a shadow on the bottom and on the right-hand side. We have to keep them all exactly the same. So every time you pick a square up, pick it up the way you want it to end up on your card. So this one here I've got horizontal, but I actually might turn this vertical. So I've got, yeah. Okay. So just decide how you pick it up is the way it's going to stay. And then you want to now it's up to you. If you want to put the glue on the top of here, just remember to put it sort of to the top left corner. Or you could turn this over and put the glue on the back of your colored piece. Okay, and it's almost like a millimeter, maybe a little bit more, maybe 2 millimeters. So you want it to be sticking up off the top. Now, I did my very darndest to cut all these squares nice and straight, but I did my best. So sometimes the trimmer can be a little bit out. Sometimes the papers even, the papers, when we get the papers, they're a little bit bigger than 12-inch by 12-inch, so that can throw things out as well. So we don't want to glue anything down yet to your white front. We just put them back. Just put your tiles, once you've glued the two tiles together, just put them back in their position. Okay, and we'll have a look at all of the placement and the spacing between them in a little while. So then we keep going through to the next one. And we'll keep repeating that process in whichever order you want to do it. So while we're doing this, I'll just tell you a few things about my trip to Sydney.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was on.
Yeah, so I flew over on extremely early on the Thursday morning. I won't do that again. I will go over the night before and have a relaxing day before I go to the convention that goes absolutely full charge for 2.5 days, I think it was. So the convention started on the Thursday morning. Oh, actually, I thought it started Thursday morning, but we had to register at 11 o'clock, and then the convention didn't start till 3.
Oh,
So
wow.
it was like almost like we had to go
Anticlimax.
up and register, and then we had to do whatever we wanted to for hours because someone wanted to register at 11 o'clock. It wasn't me, wasn't my idea. But it's like, oh, we've got to get up there and register early before hundreds of people get there. And I'm thinking, well, everybody's got to register, like,
Yeah, that's right.
and as it turned out, I think everybody got there at 11, 12, and 1 o'clock. And at 3 o'clock, there was no one registering because everybody had already registered. So it sort of backfired a lot because, anyway, we ended up going for a bit of a walk through the Queen Victoria building, which was beautiful. What did we do? When we first got there, because we didn't have to register straight away, we went to our rooms and I got to freshen up and wake up a bit because I'd been up since I caught the 6 a.m. I think it was 6 o'clock flight. I had to be down at Claire's at 4 a.m. at Golden Grove. And we were getting picked up. Well, a friend of hers took us to the airport. She was half an hour late. Lucky we weren't. I don't know. Maybe they just told me get there at 4 for a 4:30 pickup. But I was there at 4, and we didn't get picked up till 4:30. And then heaps of time sitting around at the airport, and then the plane couldn't leave. Something to do with the Sydney airport. So we sat around in the terminal for 20 odd minutes, and then we sat on the plane for another 20 minutes. So, and we still got there. We still got there with tons of time. And then Claire wanted to get exercise, so we end up walking all the way from Central Station to our accommodation in Chinatown, which was, oh my goodness. Anyway, we got lots of exercise on this weekend because every time everybody else caught a tram, Claire wanted to walk. So I went, all right, I need the exercise too. So I walked with her. So we were about 5. Our hotel was about 5 or so I didn't count them, but five or so blocks from the Hilton Hotel where the convention was. So I got a good workout, put it that way.
Yes, good exercise.
It was. Okay, how are you going? Have you got all your squares put together?
Nearly, I'm on my last one.
How are you going, Val?
One dark, one's short. So although there's a 2-inch piece of white and black. So.
Yeah, that's for your sentiment. It looks like black. Okay. It's a very dark.
Yeah, it's not. It's grey.
It's a very dark blue base, sort of almost grey. Yeah.
Yeah.
You should have a 12th one because I worked really hard to make sure everybody had enough of these.
Right. Yeah. Oh, I'll find it. I've probably dropped it somewhere.
Yeah. You'll need to put it on your panel before we can do the embossing part. So let's keep moving. Oh, yeah. So now that we've got them all laid out, spend a couple of minutes just having a look at the spacing and try and get them neater, or I should say more evenly spaced. My fingers are just, I don't know. My fingers have worked too hard today. They keep moving them. once we get them all stuck down, once we get a sentiment on it, but also because we're embossing it, you won't, and because of all the swirly designs on them and that, if they're a tiny bit out, who's going to notice? Nobody.
That's right.
Okay.
They'll say,
So,
"Oh, how nice."
how amazing. Did you do that?
Yeah,
Wow. How did
that's
you do
right.
that? That is so clever. Oh, all that cutting. Did you do that all by hand? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Once you're happy with the placement, now we're going to start gluing them down. So I would suggest you start in one corner and radiate out from there. So I'm just starting in the bottom left-hand corner. I'm trying to make my first one even on the sides, on the side borders and the bottom border. And then I'm going to go up and build out from there. What I love about how this looks when it's finished is that putting this through the embossing machine makes all these papers look like they're just one piece of paper. Because the way the embossing folder almost melts it together,
Yeah.
see that?
Yeah.
It just looked
Very
like
clever.
it looks like it's embedded into the white background. It's just beautiful. I love it.
Yeah. Very
So
clever.
just take your time to get that placement. I can see I've probably stuck my second one a bit too close to the bottom one. So I'm just going to go up a little bit. And I think another tip is if you look along the dark edge of the Secret C cardstock, and if you line that up horizontally and vertically, I think you're going to find that will help you. All right, let's see. That one might bring that up a little bit higher. I think that one is, this is the problem child. The second one's the problem child. Needs to come up a little bit higher. That's better. Yeah, that's better. All right, one row done. So on the Thursday night, on the first day of convention, we just went to a hotel close by and had just a nice, a nice meal. There was nothing wrong with it. I can't even think because we ate out Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night. So yeah, Thursday night, yes, we went to a local hotel. It was just I think I ended up with a piece of steak. It was much overdone for my liking, but it was still fine. It was edible. And then the next night after convention, we went out to a rooftop bar, and we had a really big photo with a couple of hundred probably ladies. There might not. Oh, it might have been more like 100. I don't know. I didn't count them. That was fun, and we had dinner there, and that was I think I ended up with a burger at that place, like a burger, type of burger. And that was pretty much it. We didn't, and then that's right. That was the Friday night. So we had a function to go to after dinner. We'd been at convention all day, and then at night we had the after hours function, which you if you wanted to do it, you pay to go, and it you get a special pack and that you make at that. And then so I'll tell you just about the dinners, and then when we have a when I'm doing show and tell, I can show you what we made at the after dark. Sorry, I keep calling it after dark. It's actually called after hours. Don't ask me. I don't know why. Okay, how's everyone going? I've got mine stuck down. Look at that. Look how cool that looks.
Yeah, very good.
So good.
Yeah, mine's stuck down.
How are you, Val? How are you going?
I'm not really. I'm going to glue it later because I've got to find that other square or
Okay.
make one.
You know, you are putting it together?
Oh, I've got them placed, but I haven't got them stuck.
Okay.
But I've still got to find an embossing sheet as well.
Well,
So
I
I'll
would
have to do it later.
I really would suggest you get them to this point, even if you've got one square that you can't put together yet, because you're going to end up you're going to end up losing pieces if they're not stuck to this.
All right.
So I'll show you what we're going to do next. So grab out your chosen embossing folder. I'm going to choose something different to, you know, do something different. And I've put them all back, which I didn't think about this. Come up with one. Now you may need to change your sandwich in your embossing machine for this. It might be a bit tight pushing it through because we're putting through like an extra layer. Oh, this is a nice embossing folder too. This is called Soft Waves. That's a 3D one. I want to
that was a bit louder than you have been.
What's that?
That's a bit louder than you've been.
I'm over here at my cabinet. I am talking loud.
Well, it's very loud. It's not lovely.
Oh, is it? So, I think okay, I've got one. Well, I've got two, but I need to decide. I think I'm going to go with this one, which is a diamond. I want to see what that one will look like because it's more of a petite, fine one. And I'll see. This one would be really great. I can just see that'd be really good on it. That's a 3D one, but that might be for another day. But I'm going to use this one. So, can you still hear me okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it just as loud or not as loud?
Not quite, but it's still okay.
Yeah, I think because I was further away, I raised my voice a bit to make sure you could hear me from over there.
All right.
So once it's just a matter now of placing this whole section that we've done inside your embossing folder. Now, I'll tell you a secret. Now, I don't think I told you to do this, did I? Did I tell you to get a water spray bottle? I did, didn't I?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So, I have one for ironing and I have one for crafting. So, what I'd like you to do is lightly spritz the front and lightly spritz the back. I would say definitely spritz the front because I didn't show you up close. Where have I just put my card? The front of this card is ever so slightly cracked. The paper has actually is cracking because there's quite a lot of pressure that you can't see. I don't know if you can see it, but I can definitely see it here in person. So we are going to dampen the front, dampen the back, and then put it inside the embossing folder. So just squirt some water on front and back. Make sure it's well and truly in the center of your embossing folder, not too far up into the gutter. And then you can close that. Now, we do need to prepare our embossing machine. So the idea of this is to not force anything through or you'll damage your machine. Now, I have the really old Big Shot still, which is disintegrating. Look at it. It's all disintegrating.
Oh,
Please recharge your battery. Battery is low.
Who's got someone's got a low battery?
yeah, it's my watch. It's all right.
Oh, okay. So with my machine, so what I basically do, I've got a piece of cardboard in here to act as a shim. Kathy, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm just embossing.
Oh, okay. So I when I'm doing like 3D embossing folders or things like that, I have to play around with my sandwich. So I'm going to, well, you need to play around with your sandwich to make sure you don't damage your machine. But I've worked out I just need one plate and the cardboard, because if I use 2 plates on my platform, it is too tight. All right, now the big reveal. Ta-da! Now this one is
lovely.
subtle. It is definitely more subtle, but it has still pushed the colored cardstock in and compressed it almost like it's all one. Really, really great. Love that. So I'm going to pop my machine away.
Looks good.
How's yours, Kathy?
Good. Yeah.
Like it? Yours,
Can
you
you
did
see it?
which hold it really close to the camera. Oh yeah. I can see a bit of it. Yeah, diamonds or
I
something.
didn't do diamonds. No, I didn't
Nice.
do diamonds. I did like wheels.
Wheels. Oh, I thought I could see square,
Wheels.
not square or diamond. Look more like ovals or something, but they're circles.
Yeah. Yeah.
You'll have to take a close-up photo and share.
Yeah, will do. Yeah, all right. Yeah.
And I'll share mine in the next break with you into our little group there. Okay, brilliant. Now, this is going to be a bit damp. So what we might do is, I did ask you to get some sentiments ready. So you could go and hit this with your hairdryer. You could go and hit this with a heat gun. Do you have a heat gun or a hairdryer that you want to hit it with, Kathy? Because it might take a bit of a while to dry if we don't. Let me see.
I've got one in the bathroom.
Yeah. How
Just
much
put
time?
the card down a little bit, please.
Do what?
The card down a little bit, so I can take a photo.
Oh, well, this is not the finished one. This is.
No, I want the
What I was going to say is, how much time do we have left? Let me have a look. Oh, we've got plenty of time. So we can leave this to dry. Have you got that photo, Val?
yes, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. So we need to work on, say, the sentiment now. So I've given you the 2 pieces. Now I've put happy birthday on mine. So choose something that will go on this card. You don't have to use as big a sentiment as I've got. I've already got mine ready to go, and I do have the Secret Sea ink. Now, I've accidentally bought a second Secret Sea ink. So if anyone would like to purchase it, I literally
What is it?
Secret Sea ink pad.
Is it at SEA, like the color?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Secret Sea. It's this dark blue grey.
Yeah. Right.
So I'm just going to ink that up. You could just use black if you want, or you might choose a color out of the papers. You might have something that matches. Now I've got the red rubber, and
Your table's gone to your name.
Sorry?
Your name is on the table, not your stuff.
Oh,
I can't see you.
Hold on. Something's happened
You
to
vanished.
Something's happened to my phone. It says I'm still connected to Zoom, so hold on. Might kick me off the internet. Hold on. Right, yes. Thanks, Val. Thanks, Kathy. Let me just change make sure we can see. How's that now? Oh, you won't see it yet. Let me join me back in.
Yeah, we can see your table.
Oh, you
We
can.
can see your table.
That was
Yeah.
really weird. That must have been the internet. Now, red rubber, got to be so careful because it gets on the edges. So we'll see how we go. And these ink pads, Stampin' Up! Ink pads are very different to Close to My Heart ones. Close to My Heart ones are a like a fabric, whereas these ones are a foam. These are great because they do hold a lot of ink. So you just have to be gentle when you're pushing down on them. And especially when it's red rubber as well. Now, I need to get my head over this. Sorry, I'll just have to get my light in and just try and get this straight. But good news, we are going to be going back to the Close to My Heart magnetic closure ink pads. So
Magnetic closure.
yeah, these ones.
Yeah.
Magnet.
Yeah.
And they stack on top of each other, which is
Yeah.
really good. Whereas the Stampin' Up! Ones
Yeah.
are a little bit different, and they're made out of
Yeah.
foam. And it's just a little bit easier to open, but they're not going to have we're not going to be able to buy all of them straight away. It's going to be a phasing in process, I understand. And they're going to start with the new in colors. So I've seen the new in colors at convention. I got to play with them also, which was fun. I've got some samples of things to show you as well a bit later. Now, I am going to cut my piece of cardstock down a little bit. I certainly don't need all this. Let's see if I can get that straight. So I'm cutting mine down a fraction. And I'm probably going to cut a bit off the ends as well. So I'm just using my little personal trimmer here, the little Fisker one. I wish we had one of these in our range, but at the moment we don't. It's quite a handy tool. I like using it for cutting down my photos for scrapbooking. It just takes up less room on my desk. So I don't know where you can buy them, but this is Fisker brand. It's a very good brand. So we're going to offset this as well. This is going to be another offset to match up with our other ones. Kathy, did you find something to stamp it with? Like to send?
Yeah, I'm just cutting the cardstock down. I've got happy birthday.
Yeah, excellent. So now before we stick this together, we need to let this dry a bit more. I have given you some twine. Oh, the happy birthday stamp. Where did I get that from? The happy birthday stamp I took from Charming Day. Okay, Charming Day has all these beautiful flower dies in it. I think it's still available. What I love about this, we've used this one before, I reckon. Last month we used this on a card, I think.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I can't remember what else we used off the top of my head, but that's where that is exactly where I got this happy birthday from. Now we're not going to have red rubber stamps for a whole lot longer, which is a bit of a shame, but for positioning them on the dies, it'll be easier if it's the clear stamping. But they've both got their benefits, but red rubber is going. It's a lot more expensive to source these days, so they decided to move away from that. Now we've got 4 minutes left. I can't believe that last 4 minutes went so fast. I couldn't believe it. So with your twine, can I suggest that you to get the kinks out of it, you could run it along the back of your scissors, but I don't think that's going to get I don't think it's going to get the kinks out. So what I'm suggesting is you just lightly spritz it with water again. And if you've got ink on your hands, be careful because it will dye your twine to whatever color your ink is. But I'm just going to roll it and just try and get the kinks out of it with a bit of water, and this works. Okay.
Put a bit too much water on.
That's okay. Well, we won't be putting it together until the twine dries and the background piece dries. But we've got all the elements done to put it together, and you'll probably got way too much twine again. But I'd rather give you enough so you can grab hold of it and tie that bow. Now, the idea of the bow is that it's going to sort of hang on here and then sort of just hang out the... Sorry, let me just clear my screens that are popping up here. So if you see my... Whoops, I bumped that. My original, you just see a bit of the bows popping out at the top. I just used a glue dot to stick them down. You can twist this twine to make it look a little bit better. My other one's becoming unraveled, so a bit like me. Unraveled. Just play with it a little bit, and when you get it to the size and shape you want, you can hold it down with, again, mini glue dot. Trim off the excess, have it just sticking out. You can get your loops to sit wherever you want to. Now, it's probably cup of tea time or coffee time, whatever you want. We're going to be cut off in just under 2 minutes. And then if you can place this wherever you want on your card. If you want to put it more towards the top, you can do that. I'm going to bring my bow down a little bit so you're not seeing all of it. And then put some 3D foam tape on the back of your sentiment to sit it up. I've got some of these still sitting around. So I'm going to put a row of these on the back. And I am going to leave a bit of a space for the bump of my bow, because it's going to sort of go in that sort of bit there. Okay, so that will sit over that, and when it's all dry, I'll stick it all together. And then that just goes straight onto your card base, ladies. That's card number 2. Okay, and we'll be coming back for a bit of fun with some inks. If you've got some inks, we'll talk about some inks that you might have there tonight. And also, I'll tell you more about the stamps we're using. We'll talk to you about the products and the things I got from convention. Yeah, so it'll be a bit of show and tell in the next segment. So I'll see you back here in 10. We're probably going to get cut off.
Okay.
All right, here's my little die. My little die's getting away from me. I must put that away before I lose sight of it. Still at 1 minute. Must be getting cut off very soon. Paper I've ever had left over from a paper pack. It is beautiful. It's very earthy. It could be water. It could be like just icy, front and back. So this has been done by an artist with paintbrushes, splattering and using all different techniques. Okay, front and back of that one, you can see I've made a scrapbooking page and I've cut the middle out. So I've got 2 of these for another scrapbook page. I've got those, and the back of that is this one, which again we use this tonight on that first card. That's a bit more of that one. This one here is interesting. Look at that. And there's like real big brush strokes on it too. And then the back of that is this one, which is a bit of Secret Sea. I don't know what all the blues are. I don't know all the colors, the Stampin' Up colors. I'm still learning them. So that's those. I've got one more of that one, and that is all out of 12 or more sheets of paper. I think it's 12. So I want to quickly show you real quick. I'm pretty proud of these. These are all my pages. So this is a trip to Murray Bridge at the wetlands. I've used some Cricut cuts, some die cutting and stamping. That is page left. Left page, I should say. That is the right page. Okay, and these are all the papers from this packet. I've backed it on old cardstock, and I've cut the middle out underneath here. See that greeny paper? So I cut the underneath part out and saved all that green paper, and then I've just overlaid that on top. Okay, so I've this one here, I've got a frog cut out from the Cricut, overlaid over my photo, and glued on, and a little bug. And this one's got some snails, one snail and some mushrooms. So I was finding it hard to know what to embellish it with. This one is the wetlands as well. I got a frog off Cricut and put it together. I used a heap of die cuts out of the Nature's Symphony, also out of a couple of other sets I had. And I cut some frog prints out of the Cricut as well. And more stamping, more die cuts. That's the die cut we used on our first card as well. But I treated the paper to make it look like this background paper. Have a look at the background paper of this. Look at the texture of the sponging or whatever they've used to get these. You can't see it as much on camera, but they are swirls. You can see all the, I don't think it's picking it up, but all the texture in those beautiful paintings. Stamping straight on the card, on the cardstock. This is, this is Designer Series paper. This is just one piece of paper. Now this is the back. Now unfortunately I have nothing on the back. It's sort of like a shame because it's like a blank canvas at the moment. So I don't know that I will be putting anything on the back. So that's that double page of the more of the wetlands. I went wild. I took so many photos at this place. I've even got some a turtle down here and a little bit of a log. I've been having lots of fun with that. And then this is when we first got to the wetlands. This is some of the beautiful unusual plants that were growing and just beautiful scenery. Have you ever been to the Murray Bridge, the wetlands there?
No.
It's called Swanport Bird Watching Centre. Well, it's actually called Swanport Wetlands, but yes, there's a bird watching centre there. Beautiful little fairy wren, a little brown Jenny wren. And Austin, I was with Austin. Austin and I did this walk, and he's looking at the beautiful close-up. That's 2 pages. Another beautiful background. I cut the middle out and saved the middle. I actually used the middle of this cutout on that other page, the first pages I showed you. And you don't want to see the back, but that's the back. That's, again, all that beautiful colour that I've... Blank canvas again. It's just waiting to be used. I don't know. More die cuts. Turtles, because there were turtles there. I've got little, the swamp hens or the coots here. The flowers. Just beautiful. It was just such a beautiful time spent. I'm not sure if this one's... Yeah, this one's meant to be this way. We've also got a new paper pack out that's wood grain. You can't see much of it here, but it is under here. It's a very fine, like a very, you can't see it. That is a wood grain paper, but it's a very fine wood grain. It doesn't look real chunky. It's just really fine. Oh, This is my daughter's graduation, which I think when she graduated from nursing, the nursing course. So I think you've seen that one. So thank you for letting me brag. That was
Oh, they're lovely.
yeah, I had lots of fun doing that. Absolutely. And I think I've still got another couple of pages to do from part of that trip is we went to Harndorf on the way home. Oh, and I've got the Harndorf one and I've got the Beerenberg to do as well. So I've just about done a whole album of just that whole long weekend. All right, let's show you some products. Let me see. So this is the front of the catalog. I'm not allowed to show you inside. But this is this lady here is the daughter-in-law of Karen Pedersen. Now Karen Pedersen was in our Close to My Heart arts department, and she's gone across to Stampin' Up. This is her daughter-in-law. This is Daisha. So she's made it onto the front of the catalog. I can't show you inside.
That's for April, is it?
And that's
is that for April?
May, June, July, August. So we no longer are going to have two catalogs. We're going to, instead of having a yearly catalog, we're going to have a seasonal catalog. And I can tell you it's 88 pages.
Wow.
You know how I was talking to you about this?
Yeah.
This is a brayer. Do you each have a brayer?
What's
yeah,
that?
I've got one, but I haven't used it.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's a roller on a handle.
Oh, okay.
Hold on.
No, I don't.
Now, this is the biggest one I own. I own quite a few of these. The one here is about half that size. But that just shows you what it's like. And this one has a stand on it. This one also has a stand on it. So if you've got ink on your roller, you don't have to put it flat to the surface. You can actually sit it that way and it sits up off the desktop or the mat. So that's what a brayer looks like. And we were talking about this. So what you would do is you'd get your craft mat or glass mat or whatever surface. Mine's very green at the moment because I made all these green and blue. So you would put down your mat or your glass mat. You would put your inks on here, and then you'd use your brayer, and you'd just pick up the ink. Well, I haven't got enough space, but we'll just say you're going to now transfer the ink onto your surface, and that becomes basically your stencil to just, I haven't really got anything much to show you, but I've got an envelope. So then you would just put that down onto your cardstock and transfer the ink, and then you'd end up with all these little hexagons from this honeycomb pattern. And like I said, there's two different sides to this. You'd get two different looks. You get a positive and what we call a positive and a negative. But that's the brayer. Anyway, that's the catalogue. So every 4 months we're going to get a catalogue, and it has a lot of tools in it. Much easier to, it's more like an easy to flick through magazine. But I'll show you that when it gets closer. We'll do a bit of something there. These are the packs we got given. I've taken a lot of the things out, so that not in that one, I think. Oh, or did I? No, that is something that we weren't taught. It's a template. I have to work out what to do with that, and then I'll show you more about it. This is what we did after hours. This was a special, like an extra. We ran out of time on this one, so I didn't get to put it all together, but I have done that card. Okay, so beautiful fern die cuts, stamps and so forth. And then we're to make these 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. I think we make, is it 2 of each card or 1 of each card? I can't recall. So I've still got that to finish, and we got it with all the die cuts. We got it with all of it to put it together. I think it's a total of 4 cards. Anyway, yeah, it's a total of 4 cards. There is a paper pack coming, which is these papers. So they're very pretty and lots of ferns on them. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. This gives you a closer look at, there's one of the cards. So I managed to get that one done. And we ran out of time, so I didn't get all the stamping done. So I have to wait till I can get that. This is a new ink color. Okay, even this could be used on cards. And look at that. You can cut that up and make cards. And if I want to, I could cut that up and use that too. All right, so that's that one. See if I can get it in. Yes, I can. All right, I'll just slide that back in so I know it's all together. And we got a bag. This is a new color. And now this is probably not showing really well, but this is a hydrangea hue. So it's a purple. Is that showing blue?
Yes.
It's actually a purple. Yeah. So it's a real hydrangea blue, like it's a lilac-y color. It's definitely not blue, it's definitely purple. And then this is all my goodies. I won this. I actually swapped with another lady to get this. The cardstock I got was 12" by 12". I really like this because if you look really closely, it's got a special reflective coat, like it's got some sort of special reflective coating on there. Not just a plastic bag. And it's amazing. And that looks just like pieces of paint on there, but then they're flat. But they've still got a coating on them. There's some sort of coating, but you can almost feel like you can touch the paint, the lumps of paint that they made these out of. So these are all like sunsets and oceans, and then on the back they've got those beautiful bright colors. So lots of beautiful colors.
Pretty.
So I've got that one I swapped. This is another card kit we got, and this was using some stencils, or they don't call them stencils. What do they call them? They call them something else. Masks. So we're getting this one here is coming. It's like a water, or it could even be used as pebbles. That's the envelope. These are a smaller one. These are what's called a note card size envelope, and then the card that goes with it. So we made those using some die cut sentiments. And we put little blingy bits on there. That's the packet of sentiments. So you get 2 of each. And these are similar to the ones we've had before. These are called Sincerely Noted Mix and Match Ephemera Pack. So you'll see those in the catalogues. I think there's 6 sheets, 6 or 8 sheets. 6 sheets, 2 of every one. That's the set that comes with the fern. Okay, that's the stamp set. And then that's the matching die with the actual more ferns in the dies. I won't pull them all out. You can get a bit of an idea of those. Can you see those okay? So this is how the stamp sets and dies are coming now in these packs, and they're super thin, super easy to store. The only thing that I've found with these is that they are super long, and wherever possible, I'm going to cut them down to this size. So this height, I've been modifying some. So I've been cutting them down and modifying the plastic packet. So that's that and that. So all of this came with our all of this came in all our goodies. That's a notebook I got. I won some, or they handed them out. We had prizes, so I got a heap of new sentiments. Whole heap of sentiments on here. I don't know if you can read them. There's all sorts of lovely sentiments here. One of these was designed by a demonstrator. I think it was this one. Some nice scripty fonts and the mixture of fonts there. Same with these. You've got the scripty sort of font and then the uppercase font. So that's really in at the moment. Very popular, mixing them. What else have I got? Oh, Sarah gave me a card. On stage. And we got bling, lots of new embellishments we used when we did the cards. Some of that were just prizes. So we all got certain things. I mean, a lot of these we all got the same. So lovely, lovely, fun stuff. By On Stage Lanyard. Oh, I've got a packet of fruit chocks I haven't even opened. My badges and pins. This is an On Stage badge, which I've just put it back in there for now. Some other gifts that were given to us. We got a set of pens. This is literally everything I'm pulling out. My first time at the Stampin' Up! Convention. I've been to quite a few of the Close to My Heart ones, but this was the first Stampin' Up! One. Shoulder strap for the bag. Some information about, oh, that's my dentist bill. Don't know how that got in there. And then we got a letter, another badge. Yeah. And this has lots of side pockets. I don't think this is going to be, the bag, I don't think it's going to be available for sale. It was just for the convention. So yeah, that is everything. What a haul, huh? What a heap of stuff.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Lots of new sentiment stamps. I'll put that away later. I'll put all that back in here for now and pop that off to the side. Yes, I went to the dentist before I went to convention, and yeah, gotta have some old fillings replaced. Gee whiz. So I got a quote so I can save up my pennies for that. So I'll just
cheap,
quickly hey.
It's not cheap, is it? Dentist?
No way. No, and I mean I have private health insurance and that doesn't pay very much.
No, right, no.
So yeah, it's pretty bad. I found an old statement from my health fund today because I was looking for my tax file number, and I think it was 2022 or 2023. My health insurance has doubled, but that was it was yeah, doubled. 2022 to now is sort of doubled. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah. Just having a sip of my tea.
Yeah.
Now, what else? We are going to have a play. So, do you have a non-stick surface like this or a wipe down surface?
I've only got a small one.
That is tiny. What I want
Yes.
that's okay. You don't have to get as crazy as me, right? This is the Close to My Heart one. It's a fabulous size. I don't think you can buy these. I have no idea where you get this from because it's just not available. It was a Close to My Heart product. But this is a really good size for playing around. Now, what I'm suggesting is if you've got do you have a piece of white cardstock? Would that fit onto your little Teflon mat?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. So chop yourself up a piece of white cardstock,
yeah.
and then
What size?
hey,
Just the same size as the card we've already got?
yeah, something like that, just about the size of a card front. Now you don't have
Okay,
to. We what we're doing tonight with this is it's going to be what we make is going to be a sample. Okay, we're not going to be using
okay,
it. We're not going to be using it in our card tonight, but you will be able to use it in a card once it dries. Now
okay.
I've got a green and a blue. All right. Now you're going to have different ink colors. So what sort of ink colors do you have, Kathy? Are you still there somewhere, Kathy?
Oh yeah, I'm just cutting my cardstock.
Yeah. What I was going to say is with your inks that you choose. Now, I on the sample that I've given you for us to make the card tonight, I've
Yeah,
used some close to my heart colors, Clover and Journey, to make this. All right. But you don't have to use these
yeah,
colors. I just wanted to tell you how I achieve the effect that we've got there tonight. Let me just put these out of the way.
okay.
Now I've got a color wheel here in front of me, right? So I'm suggesting that perhaps if you've got something in the some complementary colors, so you could think about if you go let's go over this side. No, let's stay on this side. So say you've got like if you mix I've got to think of my colors. If you mix yellow and blue, it makes green, okay? So if you go over to blue, I'm just trying to think, does this have the what are they called? Oh, can't think of the name of it. I can't even think of the name of it, and it hasn't got it on this one. I've got loads of here. Oh, they call it triad. That's not the one I'm thinking of either. Anyway, what I'm getting at with your color wheel theory, you've got your greens. You do yellow and blue make green. You've got your red and yellow make orange. All right. So you got to be careful what colors you mix together because you can end up with mud color. All right. So if you had, for example, let's try something. I haven't even got a piece of cardstock ready. Hold on. I keep all my scraps in little bag or in a bag, and I bet I can't find anything decent size. I might just cut a piece quickly. I might have something a bit bigger over here, actually. Here we go. So I might just go with the piece that I've got here like that. So if I was to pick, so you can do blue and green, and see these did mix together a little bit, but they didn't mix together a lot. I've started putting that one together. So we're not wanting to cover the whole paper. I've left a bit of white poking through on these, and I got some different looks from doing this. Okay, they're all the 6 that I made for these cards were all different, okay? And there's lots of different techniques you can use. I'm going to show you a couple, but it's about picking your ink colors. So what ink colors have you got out, Kathy?
Well, I've got purple, pink,
yeah, purple
and pink.
yeah.
Yellow, okay.
What was that
Yellow,
last?
green.
So purple,
Pink, yellow,
pink,
green.
Light green?
Yellow and light green, yeah.
Okay. So I would not put green near purple because that'll turn to brown. So
Yeah.
I would stick with pinks and purples or
Okay.
green and yellow.
Yeah, I'll do the pink and purple, I think.
Okay. So I'm going to do I'm going to be really daring. I'm going to do red and blue. Red and blue make purple. Okay. See how it goes.
Yeah.
Don't know if I like those colors. I like the green. I might do. Yeah, I'm just going to do it. And if I don't use it, it's just a bit of fun. So what I want you to do is on your surface. Now, if you don't have very much room, you might decide to. What's another way you could do this? Because you don't have a very large surface like mine. What's another way you could spread the color, I'm thinking. You don't need to put down nearly as much as me. You just need to put, say,
No, I'll just put a bit down.
yeah, a blue. And then you need that water spray bottle. And you need to spray it down. I would also suggest you spray a little bit on your cardstock. You only need to spray one side for this technique. Now, if you've got a bit of a plastic bag or something, so I would just suggest a bit of I've got a bit of a plastic bag here. I'm just going to start to mix these together. Now, depending on what tints are in the ink, now I've got out a blue and a red, right? And I'm getting a lot of green. So I'm ending up with mud. Okay? So I want to
Well,
show
that's no
you.
good.
No, but I wouldn't have expected that, but there's obviously a lot of green tint in that blue. All right, let's see what it does. All right, so not too bad. I've still got red. Okay. But it may not, yeah, I'm getting muddy color. So this is where playing with your inks is so good. This is actually, this would be probably a good background for a boy's birthday card or scrapbooking page.
Gathered here today to celebrate the marriage of Henry and Claire.
All right, so I'm just pushing that around and I'm just picking up all of the ink now. I'm essentially not leaving anything behind. Now, the other thing you could do is with a bag, you can squish it up and then you can pick up some ink and then push that into your paper. All right, so see, I've got, it hasn't got too muddy. It is predominantly blue and red. It looks a bit like a crime scene. But it's, that is basically how you get this sort of effect. Okay. And you can use a brayer to mix the inks. You can do ombre, lay your colors down in like a rainbow and pick it up with your brayer, and then you could put that onto your paper. Okay, was that fun?
It's fun.
How's yours turned out?
Well, interesting. There's one side.
Oh yeah, yep. So you could
The other side.
yeah. Did you
a bit
turn it
swirly.
over? Did you turn it over or did it just soak
Yeah.
through?
No, I just turned it over.
Oh yeah.
It's different, isn't it?
Absolutely. So you it's a really great technique to make your backgrounds with.
Yeah.
With that paper pack that I was talking to you about that had the Nature's Symphony, that's what I'm trying to say. So Nature's Symphony had a beautiful paper in it that I basically used up the very first day that I opened that pack of paper, and it was just absolutely beautiful. I won't go dragging it out, but I wanted to make more of that paper. So I'm just going to quickly show you what I did. So I got myself one of these daubers. How much time do we have? Just a couple of quick minutes. 3 minutes. All right. I'll really quickly show you something. So I just got my thing here, and then with this, I went around like this. So this is how the artist got these beautiful swirly look. And I use this to create my own embellishments, and then I die cut out. So see that?
Oh, pretty, isn't it?
Yeah, that's using garden green.
Nice.
So I'm not going to do any more, but you get the idea just by using
Yeah,
one
very
of
nice.
these. Okay,
Yeah.
lots and lots of fun. I'll have to go and finish that later. I won't be able to stop. So what I want you to do now, and we are nearly out of time, and I really don't want to keep you late because it's already late enough. Thank you for sticking with me. We've gone through a lot. What we're going to do is you can finish this one off camera, but you've got your card packet and you've got card base. For this one here, I'll send you through the photo. You've got a full panel of the blue. This is going to go hard up against the left-hand side. Plenty of glue on the back of here, and then you're going to put this one hard up against the left-hand side, and you'll have white, white, and white. Tie yourself another knot, okay? Lay down your blue foliage, all right, your blue foliage again from the same set of dies. Lay your white one straight over the top and you'll get that. We're going to get cut off in a second. Then I want you to pop your piece up here like this somehow, and then you'll put your sentiment there. That's our last card, ladies. We're down to 1 minute.
Lovely. Thanks so much.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes.
So
Very
have
nice.
fun finishing those off tonight. We've done a lot. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'll send through a picture of this finished card in the next couple of minutes.
Yeah,
Take
very
care.
good.
Have a good
Very
month.
good.
Bye-bye.
Have a good
And,
weekend.
See you, Val.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye, Kathy.
See you guys. There they are. I'll send through a picture in a minute. Hope you've had fun.
Okay. Yeah,
Very good.
good fun.
Very good.
Oh, I didn't tell you about this. Ink blocks. You can put your
Big
ink
block.
on here. And again, use a
Oh,
brayer.
yeah.
Use a plastic bag to pick your inks up and then splotch that on too. Have fun with it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Have fun.
Okay.
Have fun. Play
Thank
with
you.
your
Bye-bye.
inks and get creative.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Bye,
you.
everybody.
Bye.